Adelaide, and that is also throughout Australia. I'm still expecting some people over there to send me some videos, so in due course I'll be able to present those to you and have some more insights into that refugee situation. So assisting those people and being concerned about those people is also our mission, and also our mission to, in any way that we can, to put pressure on politicians and civil servants to be more humane and more compassionate to people. So whatever the political situation with these refugees, they are human beings, as I said. The other thing, our three people from the Northern Territory who presented yesterday, they will be putting together some longer videos, I hope with some stories and some insights into mission, and we'll present those in due course. And further to that, we have this book from Sister Helen, who's one of our presenters, and she presents very well, having been a teacher all her life, with some very interesting stories and some insights into mission and what it means to be a Christian today. Those books will be available in due course, and if it is not on our website already, we are going to advertise it on our MSC Mission website. So having said those things, I want to go back. I mentioned Bishop Gsell, who was the first bishop of the Northern Territory, and Bishop Gsell is known as the bishop with 150 wives. And you might wonder how that came about. Just a little bit of history from him. In 1897, having finished his studies in France, he was coming this way, as part of the world, to go to Gsell Island to become part of the French mission in Papua. And he got waylaid here for a few years to teach in our seminary here in the monastery, because that was where we had our seminarians at the time, in the early days. So he taught here for a few years, and in about 1900 he went to Gsell Island, where he learned more about mission and the style of mission and the way that the mission was working there. He went in 1906 to Darwin to become the apostolic apostolic administrator of the Northern Territory, which was then called the Diocese of Victoria Palmerston. It had previously been the Diocese of Essington under the Jesuits. So at a few years later, he got another priest to help him in the Northern Territory. He had been the only priest in the Northern Territory. Another priest came, so he installed him in Darwin, and Bishop Gsell himself went to Bathurst Island to minister to those people and begin a mission there. And there he learned a lot about the culture of the people, including the custom of polygamy. And I think briefly that was if an older man who already had a number of wives wanted another younger woman, then he would demand that she become one of his wives. And sometimes these younger women didn't like, and so some of them ran away to the sisters, and the sisters took the matter to the bishop. So knowing the culture, he set about then he would purchase the marriage rights of those young women, and they would perhaps work for the mission, go to school, and then they could marry a younger man of their choice. And so over the years he did this for 150 young women. A comment from something I was reading on him, if I may read from here. He felt that polygamy was the path to collective suicide for the Tiwi. They were the Tiwi people on Gsell Island, Bathurst Island, because it entailed child sexual abuse, low fertility and wife lending. And his creative response was to purchase the marriage rights of women who sought his help. So this was, now in this, he was criticised by a number of anthropologists who had been doing study of Aboriginal groups throughout the Northern Territory and other parts of Australia. And he said one of his comments was, when he started to do this and when he was starting the mission, anthropology was only in its very beginnings, early stages. And he said, had it been developed it might have helped him in his decisions. But in any case, he had papal approval for his approach to this issue of polygamy. And he said, I have papal approval and that's good enough for me. And so he went that way until he retired, and he died here at Kensington, was buried at Douglas Park, our place where most of our people and men are buried, and then later his remains were transferred to Darwin, where he is honoured as the first bishop and a great man and a great missionary. So just some stories of mission. The mission goes on. Missionaries in their day, in different places, different times, different cultures, responded as best they could and according to their training, and the church went ahead. Today also we have situations where we need to respond as church. As I've said, we are all on mission, and we all need to respond to situations today that demand that we do something to bring the gospel and the church alive in the lives of many people. So let's continue our mission together. Thank you for being with us.